Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. That means we're going to talk about life after lockup. I got my girl Keisha here, who just a minute ago called me a hoe.
And I told her, she goes, that's not a nice way to greet me. I said, it's like a term of endearment because when I called you a hoe, I called you like it's spelled like the Heaux hoe, which is a term of endearment. I didn't call you HO hoe.
Oh,
There's
okay. All right.
difference.
Well,
Yeah.
listen,
Uh-huh.
even back in the day, I wasn't really a hoe. So,
I didn't have no hoe days either.
yeah, I mean, a little, not much.
Not enough to call it a hoe face. No,
No, not a
no.
face. It's
And
called,
every now and then I'm like, man,
you missed it.
I missed that a little bit.
You
Not too
missed it.
goddamn old and married. Oh well.
You should have been on your own.
Oh
You
well.
should have been on your own Keisha plan, like
I
those guys that get out
know.
of prison. Yeah.
I know. I have to say one thing.
Okay. Say it.
So I just wanted to thank all the bunkies and all the Libra Lounge listeners. You guys have been awesome. As you all probably know, Sushi passed away last week
Yeah.
before last, and
Yeah.
I can talk about it today. Last week, when me and Mary Payne talked about it before the show, it wasn't good. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to talk about it.
And I was like, I won't mention it, until you're ready. Yeah.
I wasn't ready last week, but I haven't cried in 2 days.
Okay.
I've gotten
Good.
misty
Good.
eyed,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to thank you guys for taking time out to send me messages, comments. You guys are great. Like sometimes it's odd that these people know so much about our lives, and when we record, I never think about people are like literally listening to our words. I just
I
record
know.
and go on, you know. But
Yes. Somebody sent a
you
note
guys are
today about.
awesome.
Yeah. Somebody sent a note today about something. I go, wait, did I say that?
I
Did I?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't realize how much I talked about the dog over the years because people are like, well, remember when you said this or when he did that or da 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 da
Yeah.
da.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I cried going through all the Instagram ones. I still got to do the Facebook ones, but thank y'all so much. It's been rough, but it's glad to know people sincerely really care.
Of course. And when it comes to our little fur babies, as it is,
Yeah,
yeah, people
yeah,
know it's rough, man. It's rough.
yeah, yeah.
And I
So
don't know.
thank
I
you,
don't.
thank you, thank you.
I don't know that pain, but I will one day.
Yeah, I didn't know that Payne either until him, and I'm just like, this fucking sucks. This is like,
I know. I know.
yeah. So R.I.P. Big Sush. Miss you already being right here. So I was like, oh, gonna miss him snoring while y'all
Snoring.
recording.
Like, is that dog snoring?
That's how you would say. You were like, I can hear that dog snoring. Like, oops, my
So she's
bad.
like, I don't give a shit. Oh,
Tired
you
of,
guys.
yeah. So thank
Well,
you.
if you're watching on YouTube, I'm still in my basement and probably, I don't know, 2, 3 more weeks of this setup. But yeah, Dave said, you could just move back up to your office. I said, my office is filled with crap that came out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I know, I mean, I could make the little tiny space behind me presentable, but why?
I
Why?
mean, it gives you an opportunity just for us to say something and you reach over. There's more stuff for you to reach over and grab. Like, I've got this. I've got that.
Oh, any kind of hair flattener, straightener, curler,
Yeah.
I would have all
Yeah.
that at arm's reach. You couldn't name any kind of like medical products, and it would be really close. But no, I'm really, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now we are back in our room, sleeping back in our room, so
That is great.
that's great. I
I
have
and I
such
hope that
perfect
Dave
day.
has been putting it down to make up for the time y'all were in separate beds.
No, none of that's happening. No.
She's she's lying, y'all. She just doesn't want to talk about it on air.
It is our
She's
anniversary.
lying.
It is our
Today?
anniversary. Yes, Monday, November 18th is our
Oh,
anniversary.
happy anniversary.
Yeah.
And for you guys who have never seen Dave's thighs, Dave has like really good thighs. I'm like, Dave's thighs may be worth a trip up to Virginia for me. Like, let me see those thighs in real life, Dave.
That
Okay,
is,
I see you.
I can't wait to tell him that you have again mentioned his thighs.
One day I'm gonna make it up there, but I gotta be honest with you. You know who I'm gonna be the most ecstatic about meeting. It's not you.
I know.
You know who it is.
I know who it
It's
is.
totally Anna. Like I'm gonna be like, move, Mary Payne.
Oh, I see. I
and
thought you
run
were
up
going to
pick
say.
it
I
up.
thought you were going to say Ingrid.
That is a fangirl moment.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's like, I can't even talk about that right now. Like, I will have to get myself together, all the way together to meet Ingrid. But yeah, I'm going to run right into Anna's arms and hug her heart. She's my favorite Gilbert. Sorry, I'm in your pain.
Okay. I mean, here we are about to be in December, and Anna still hasn't done her taxes. So I've been working on those for her, which, that's the blind leading the blind, but it's only like 3 lines. But I was like, can you please get your W-2, get your 1099, whatever you got, so we can get those turned in before the end of the year. I was like, you're getting money back. Why won't
Oh,
you
that's
do this?
good.
Yeah, why won't you do it? And she's just like, I don't know.
Because they're young. Look, how about this? Skylar walks December 14th. I had to text her last week and say, hey, when are you going to order your cap and gown?
Yeah.
She's all like, oh, well, let me see. It's like the 19th of this month. Had
That
I
she,
not said anything to her?
yeah.
Nothing.
She'd just be in a cute dress, just like, hey, I meant to be here. I promise.
Mary Payne, she's complaining about the fact she has to be there. Her ceremony starts at 10.
Yeah.
And when I told her, hey, we're going to do your party New Year's Eve, she goes, thank God, so I can come home after the graduation and take a nap. Who does that? What is wrong with them?
Well, she has to wake up early that day, right?
I would be pretty fucking excited to wake up for my college graduation.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah. It's an accomplishment.
Not her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is her degree in?
Behavioral science with the minor in psychology.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. So next fall, she's going to go back to get her master's.
Okay. And is she going to be like a social worker? Is she going to try to be a therapist?
Therapist. I told her you will never make enough money as a social worker. Your mother knows about that.
Yes, I was about to say yes. Okay.
Therapist. And as cuckoo as she is, like I go to her for advice. Like if I want raw, true, I can't figure something out.
Yeah.
She's great.
All right. Yeah. Well, you guys, in a couple of years, if you're in the Houston area, Keisha's daughter will make a wonderful therapist, and she won't tell Keisha all your secrets because it's HIPAA.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah. That's right. That's right. You're so right.
Well, let's talk about these dummies. Keisha's logged in as Hips Don't Lie because hips were hip in this episode.
Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Every time Joey walks.
It's listen. We are body shaming him. I was about to say we're not body shaming, but we are body shaming him, but we only body shame him because he's not a good dude, I don't think.
I don't even feel like we're body shaming him. They are noticeable.
This episode was real because it took me a while to kind of catch on to what you'd been saying all along, but this episode they were real noticeable.
They were large and in charge. I don't know. It was the way he was dressed was kind of
not flattering to his figure. Yeah.
No, he looked like he got his outfit from like Shein Men. That mushroom kind of thing,
Yeah,
not knocking Shein because I just made an order. I'm watching. It just got shipped, so I'm not knocking Shein, but that looked like it came from Shein. Like that, it just didn't fit his personality. What he had on, mushrooms on the shirt. Never mind. He looks like it. Look, he partakes in shrooms.
Yeah, that would be the least of his issues.
I think so too.
So this is season 5E episode 47. So I guess when we start over in December, we are going to be at season 6 because it'll be a whole new set of people.
Yes.
So we'll go in. So then we'll have 6 A, B, C, D, E for that. So this is season 5E or just 5, whatever, episode 47, The Sex Whisperer. Now, people wrote me so many notes about this episode. Like Mary Payne's going to be dying. She's not going to be able to. And I was really ready for some really nasty sex talk, but it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't bad at all.
Look, y'all, she's not that virginal.
No, I'm not.
No, she could take some stuff.
Okay. So Justine and Michael, we're going to start with them. So, a lot of people also on the Love After Lockup threads were talking about the dark circles around Justine's eyes. I was like, are y'all new? She's always looked like that. She's
Yeah.
always had that's just
Yeah.
genetically how her face is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But maybe she just
Mhm.
looked more tired this episode because, she is, I guess, 8 months pregnant now. Yeah?
Yeah, you are tired at 8 months.
Yeah.
And then you have 19 other kids in the house with you. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
lot.
And a mother-in-law. So,
Yes.
we open with, Michael's mom, Maria, is finding out about the baby, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm due in 10 weeks, and it's gonna be the same exact birthday as Maddie. They're gonna be exactly 1 year apart." That's wild.
That's w well, that was my mom and her sister. They're exactly 1 year and a day apart.
Really?
Yeah.
My sisters are
Mhm.
exactly 2 years and 2 days apart. May
So
3rd, May
all of
4th.
those are
Yeah.
Irish twins.
Yeah. No, 2 years apart is not Irish twins.
It's not?
I think it's 12 to 18 months is Irish twins. Yeah.
Okay, my brothers are Irish twins. They're 18 months apart.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess my nephew and niece are okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I had to put my glasses on because I have my contacts in because I'm going to the movie, so I had to put my glasses on. So if you guys are getting to see me in my glasses, so
She looks cute.
and so okay, so the talking head, Maria says, I'm sad that they kept this a secret from me, but God doesn't make mistakes because I really felt God was telling me I needed to move there with them, and then my house burned
Yeah.
down, and it turns out they're having a baby. So
Yeah.
God put me here because they need the help. So she says, do you know if it's a boy or a girl? And they say, it's a boy. And then the first thing Maria says, which I give her credit for, is,
Mhm.
does Sherry know, Justine's
Ye
mom?
yes.
And I think that's very respectful to her to be like, I don't want to know if she doesn't know. Don't
Yeah,
you
because
think?
that could
Yeah.
cause, like, issues, like, "Why did you tell his mom?"
Right.
Like, you hid it and then you told yeah, she's absolutely 100% correct.
So, over and over, Maria is like, I just can't believe how big your belly is. I mean, she keeps saying it. I was like, damn, okay, we got it.
Well, that's shocking. First she's, like, finding out that she's pregnant, and then, like, she's got this huge beach ball belly going on right there. I think it's a lot. She's trying to process it all
Yeah, because she's
very
like, you're
quickly.
not just like slightly pregnant, like you're
Yes.
super pregnant. And
Yeah.
so, mom's walking around looking at the house and she's like, they need a lot of help here. They need a lot of
They
help.
do.
So she tells Justine, she goes, I'm going to help you with the laundry. And Justine's kind of like, and she goes, look, I know that I'm not going to do anything the way you don't want me to. I'm not trying to interfere, but let me
Right.
just like work on that pile of laundry.
There were
Um,
several piles of laundry. Like, the house is
it's a lot of
it's
people.
a
It's a lot of
mess,
laundry.
but then, like, how do you keep it clean with that many people in the house? And the majority of them are kids.
Yeah. I mean, is Justine trying to do all that herself? That's a lot.
Yeah, because I don't think he's too busy punching holes in the walls and making more of a mess than trying to help clean up. So,
He's busy being a
yeah.
manager at the trucking company or whatever.
Mhm.
So, Justine goes, I'm a little worried about you being here in that, like, if I'm trying to parent Melody and Michael Jr., I don't want them like looking to you like, oh, well, grandma
Mhm.
said. And, like, I'm going to take what grandma said over Justine. And Maria goes,
Right.
I'll never do that. I'll never contradict you in front of the kids.
Right.
I understand that you're the parent here. And she says, look, we've known each other since before you were family. And I
Mhm.
need to know whose idea was it to keep this pregnancy a secret?
Yeah, I would be asking the same thing too.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention, I felt so bad. One of the listeners was like, "Well, I'm keeping the pregnancy a secret." My mom did the same thing with both my brothers. She did not tell anyone at all until she had the babies and was like, "Hey, here's the baby." Like, only the people in the house knew she was pregnant. She didn't tell my grandmother, she didn't tell her sisters, she didn't
So
tell
they
anybody.
do the relatives not live close by where they could drop by and see?
Yeah, I mean, she saw some of them, but, like, towards the, like,
Yeah.
no.
She was
Yeah,
just
my mom was
hiding.
heavier back then. Yeah, she's like, "I don't feel like going through this with them. I don't wanna hear their opinions. I don't wanna do this." So she had both of my brothers without the family knowing.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. Just
So
popped up with a baby.
it's just like Paris Hilton. Here's my baby.
Surprise. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Mhm.
So Justine says it was both of our ideas really, but I got to tell you because of all that stuff last year with the paternity test thing, that gave me like a
Yeah.
bad feeling. And mom says, "Look, I understand. I'm not going to do that anymore." And no, like I never did it, with Maddie or anything. And she says, "Listen, we're family now, and if somebody messes with you, they're messing with me. Like we're family."
I
And
believe
then
that.
and I believe that too. And Maria
Mhm.
says, "Now I'm really worried about Sherry being mad that Justine hasn't told her. Like now I need to get her to
Yeah.
tell her mom," which I
Yeah.
think is like a good it's like an older lady kind of being like, come on, girl, that's not cool.
Yeah,
Trying to
your
give her
mom needs
advice.
to know.
Your mom needs
It's
to know.
different. It was different when they both didn't know, but
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to Bianca and Daniel.
Why
Um,
can't we just skip them, Mary Payne? Skip them every week.
I looked on TikTok, somebody posted about her, and it's like BIANCCCXXX. Bianca, I don't know. She did
Did
get
I
a
send
hair.
you the haircut? Oh yeah, I was
She
like,
did
did
get
I
a
send you the
haircut.
haircut picture? And she looks better.
1,000% better.
She looks cleaner. She
Yes.
looks a whole bunch of things. Like
Yes.
she needed that. Yeah.
Yes. That haircut. And then I think she's got like a makeup filter on and it's doing her right. Yeah, she looks, you guys, check her out on TikTok. She
Yeah.
looks a lot better. So I guess she's not off social media like she said she was going to be.
You know that whenever they say they're getting off social media, that means they'll be back 2 days later because
Yeah,
they can't
they
help
can't
not
take it.
being on social media. Yeah.
They can't take it. So it's 1 month out of prison because I think last week we were like, how long has it been? It's been 1 month
Mhm.
out of prison. So Daniel's telling her that his buddy Connor, who goes by Gator wants to go on a double date with him and his fiance. Now here he says Celeste, but after this they say Celeste.
Yeah. Mhm.
Which I don't know what kind of a pronunciation. I've never heard Celeste in my life.
Producer James said the exact same thing, and I had a lot of students that had the name Celeste or Celeste. So I'm like,
Celeste, but it's all spelled the same way.
no, some of the Celeste had a Y at the end, but then
Okay.
there was also Celeste. So I've heard that a million times. She's like,
I've
I've never
never
heard
heard.
that
I've only
before.
heard Celeste.
Yeah, that's what he said. Exact same words. Were y'all talking on the phone?
No,
Are you sure? Because y'all said the same goddamn thing, almost word from word.
never heard it.
I'm watching y'all. And I'm over here talking about your husband's thighs. I think you need to watch me.
Ah, so they're both like, yeah, Bianca, you don't have any friends, so that'll be good for you to meet somebody because nobody likes you. Both of them are like, she's like, I don't have any friends. He's like, yeah, girl, you don't got no friends.
Yeah, you don't have a good personality.
So then she goes, but I meant to tell you that like my friend Haley is gonna come and stay with us. He goes, oh, okay, when? She goes, tomorrow.
That is so rude.
He goes, what? Okay. We goes, I don't know what to think about her because like she always had questions about me. And she's like,
Right.
it'll be fine. She's good people. Um, so they're sitting in a talking head together, and she says, you know, we need to like improve our sex life. Like we kiss for 2 seconds and then he wants to put it in, and like you're rough on me. And he goes, well, in prison, like we talked about sex, we talked about handcuffs
Uh-huh.
stuff. And she goes, yeah, but like you're rough and you like twist my body around in a weird way. And she goes, I don't mind like handcuffs and spanking and stuff, but like you are hurting me. And he goes, okay, I spank you. Now come on now. I'd give me that. I spank you. I was like, what's
Yes.
happening? What's
I don't,
happening?
this is like weird hearing like such a young couple talking about their horrible sex life. That is like reserved for like people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's for us to tell our partners like something's gone wrong. It's not the same that it used to be. Like you
Yeah,
need help. But a 23-year-old, a 31-year-old,
it's
come on.
crazy. It's
Yes, it really
crazy.
is.
And he knows nothing. And that's when he says, and then she goes, we did the foreplay and you poked me. I think she said you poked me in the labia. I think is what she said. I was trying to read her lips. And she goes, I don't feel anything because you're just, and he goes, I do this.
Daniel, maybe you just need to look at it a little bit. Like just
He needs a
look at it.
lesson. He needs a lesson.
Yeah, I mean, did he not take like sex ed or
No,
anatomy or anything like that in high school? Like,
it is so funny. And then he says, it's like spaghetti down there. It's like a maze. I was
um,
dying. And then somebody said it's like spaghetti down there because she doesn't
clip it.
maintain her area.
Look, the girl is struggling with the hair on her head. Like, I can't even imagine what it's like down there. Okay,
Yeah,
let's start from the top to the bottom. Let's get the hair on the head right, and then worry about that down. But even
yeah.
if there's hair down there,
It's still not a maze.
it's
I
still
mean,
not a maze. Like it's kind of simple when
yeah,
you're really looking at it.
We had a Welcome to Plathville episode where like a sex ed coach came over and talked
Mm.
to Olivia and some of her friends and brought over like a au-
Yeah, the
anatomical. Thank you. Woo.
anatomical vagina.
Anatomical vagina so that the guys could see what was what. So this is
Yeah,
what they need. So this is what I think they're going to do. And she says we're going to see this sex coach and he's like, "Okay," as if they hadn't planned it. He goes, "Let's get in the car."
right.
Like she told
Yeah,
him 4 minutes ago. They've already got the camera set up at the whatever.
right.
Don't try to fake us out. So they go to meet with Kimber. And she's a
Mhm.
somatic intimacy coach. So I
Okay.
looked that up and it just means an intimacy coach. So I don't know what the somatic means, guys. I'm stupid. I
You
looked
you
it up,
got to
but I
give it the
couldn't.
fancy name.
I looked it up to see if that meant something else, but it doesn't. Um, and she goes, so they're talking to Kimber, and they say if we had more intimacy, we wouldn't get mad at each other for stupid things, and if we could connect better. And she goes, "Okay, I want you to sit facing each other." So he sits like crisscross applesauce, and she sits on
Mhm.
top of him with her legs around him. And now
Mhm.
this is where I think like, oh my God, now we're going to get like, no, they're just talking this way, which was
Mhm.
interesting.
Mhm.
And so they're to ask each other questions. And when the other
Mhm.
one answers it, they're just to say thank you and not to get details or bounce back and forth.
Right.
S- So, what do you desire? What are you afraid of? And she says she's afraid of him leaving her and she's afraid that
Mhm.
her drinking will ruin their relationship.
Well, bitch, you the only one who can fix that. Like it's really simple.
It was interesting that she actually acknowledged it though,
She
because
knows.
every other time she's just like, "Well, I'm fine. I'm young. I want to drink." Like she has never acknowledged that it could be a problem.
But
I was
she doesn't care.
She doesn't care, but she is worried about it, according to her.
Yeah. I mean, I think she saw that one episode, how upset he got when they got caught drinking, her and Robert.
Yeah, yeah,
She saw how it was his parents were upset. He was upset. I'm sure they had conversations about it. Like, it's there. Fix
yeah,
it.
yeah, right. And so then she says that, and then he says he's afraid. I'm afraid that you'll never see the potential in yourself that I see in you.
He's
Huh?
I like him, but I don't know what he has seen potential wise in her, except for whining. That's all she does.
I mean, that was a really nice thing to
It
say,
was,
but I didn't know what
but
is it?
where?
What is it?
What do,
Because we don't
does
know.
she draw? Oh, you know what? He said she was a good writer.
Okay. So then it's, "What do you love about me?" And she goes, "I
Mhm.
mean, his abs. I mean, what I mean, I guess I mean, his strength." And he says he loves how passionate she was in her writing when she wrote to him while he was in prison.
Mhm.
And he says, "And I love that you brought me here." He's being very sweet.
And she's not at per usual. I mean, she's talking about abs and dick. That's I mean, but they are at the sex coach's office, so
Right.
it's intimacy is so much more than just the physical act, and I think that that's what the coach is trying to teach them. And Bianca's she's missing it.
Yeah.
She's missing
Yeah.
it completely.
So, and then they have a whole thing about, are they boyfriend girlfriend? Is she a fiance? And she's like, he goes, "You don't have a ring." And she goes, "I know it's confusing because I don't have a ring." And so he keeps saying this, like, "You don't have a ring, you don't have a ring," knowing that he's got a ring,
Yeah.
you know? So now, they're heading out to this dinner with Gator and Celeste. And he
Hmm.
says, "There's going to be alcohol there. Are you going to drink?" And she goes, "Yeah, of course. How am I going to connect with her? We can only connect over drinking."
She's already called the bar and placed her order, so she doesn't have to waste any time once they get there. They're just gonna sit it at her table
But she's always the driver. So how does that work?
because he doesn't have a driver's license.
But she's not supposed to be drinking and driving.
Absolutely. I think I would rather have the person without the driver's license drive me rather than, the drunk person over here.
Yeah. So I don't understand how, are they just like, she just had one drink, or is the production making her blow into one of those things? I don't know. I don't know. So So anyway, Gator makes a joke, when they're all sitting together. Gator makes a joke and was like, "So, like, what's going on with you guys? You out here cheating on her?" And he
That
goes,
was so
"No."
random.
He goes, "Not yet." Ah, and he goes, "Just kidding, just kidding." And Celeste goes, "That's a weird question."
It was very random. It was funny, but it was kind of like he is trying to get Daniel killed, and he
Yeah.
doesn't even realize it.
And then we go right to a talking head of Bianca who goes, "Not a fan of Gator."
It could have been a funny moment, but not with Bianca. She doesn't have much of
Oh,
a sense of humor.
so the guys go to do darts, and Bianca and Celeste go to talk and get a drink. And I guess that was the plan, was that she would have somebody to have a drink with.
Right.
And Celeste was with Gator before he went in. We don't know how long he was
Mhm.
in. It sounds like he was in a lot less than Daniel, because he says,
Yeah.
like, you did a
Mhm.
long time in there. Um, and Bianca goes, yeah, I mean, like, he did ask me to marry him in prison, and now he's saying, like, I'm his girlfriend. So that's weird. And there's no ring. Like, your ring is so pretty. And she's so focused on this being engaged, that he should just
Mhm.
do it and then say, but we're not getting married for 2 years, and buy himself some time.
Here's the thing. She's so focused on being engaged where I question if they even like each other or not.
Right. So it's two very
Which
opposite things. Yeah.
it's just to say, like, I'm engaged. I think that's the most important. That's what
Yeah.
she wants more than anything.
Just to say it, because
To
like
be
I did,
yeah.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was for something. All
Yep.
this time
Mhm.
I spent with this guy, which is, I believe, only been like 6 months. It hasn't been like 4 years. I think it's
I
only been like
thought it
6 months.
like a year to 6 months, something. It's a very short period
It's
of time.
very
And,
short.
and plus it was prison time.
Right. Right. And she'd
Yeah.
only seen him once in person before she picked him up.
Good Lord.
So, Daniel, where they're doing the darts, Daniel asked Gator, "How long did you wait to propose?" And he goes, "Oh, I proposed to her on our 2-year anniversary of being together."
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh, wow. Okay." And he goes, I did ask her to marry me while I was in prison." And Gator's like, "What is wrong with you?" He goes, "I know. I fucked up. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have done that. But so
Yep.
now it's like, are we engaged or are we not?" He goes, "Well, you asked
Yep.
her to marry you, so you are engaged."
You're technically engaged, but it was prison talk.
It was prison talk. And he says, and
Yeah.
he was wooed by those letters.
Yep.
And he says, yeah, going directly from prison, living with a bunch of men, to living with her has been hard. And we've got some conflicts and stuff, and we're not mentally, emotionally, financially in a place to get married. And Gator's
Not
like,
at
"Well,
all.
you're thinking the right way. Like,
Yeah.
Gator's like, "Good for you. You're thinking about the right way." And then in the talking head, Gator goes, "Yeah, this is not going to work. They don't know each other very well. And the
Nope.
age gap is a huge factor,"
It is
which they
indeed.
never mentioned.
And we always forget the age gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's a big one. You know what I mean? Like he has a whole child that he doesn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And
I forgot
he doesn't
about
know that
that.
kid. Yeah.
I totally forgot that he had that kid he doesn't know.
Yeah, and he's lived a life on drugs. I don't even think he realizes like how to be just sober in the real world. Like he
Right.
knows nothing of the real world just by himself, and now he's with a 23-year-old. And Lord
Yeah.
knows we know about living with a girl in their early 20s.
Oh god.
It
Last
can
night at
be it's some rough
uh
days.
last night I had the 2 of them on my porch. I was like, "Oh my god, shut
You had a
up."
what?
2 I had 2 of them on my porch.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
I was like, "Oh god, go to bed. Go to
and
bed."
you hear the word like so much, like,
I couldn't believe it, like, I
like,
mean, then, like, I was like, and then he said, "No," and I was like, "I cannot believe, like, you said that, like."
yeah, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"I, like, just wanna go to bed, like." So, all right, so they all meet back up at the table, and, Bianca's like, "So we're just talking, like, look at Celeste, mhm, the ring, okay, just a subtle
Mm.
hint."
Yeah.
And, Gator goes, "You 2 need to figure out how to live together before you commit to the rest of your life." And
Thank you,
Daniel
Gator.
Daniel goes, "Yeah, that's valid, that's valid." She goes,
Mhm.
"Well, I don't agree with that." Daniel goes, "Well, I
Yeah.
do." It's like, "Oh,
Here
shit."
we go. Yep. Mhm.
And the talking head, Bianca goes, "I mean, who the fuck is Gator to say that? He doesn't know what I've done and what I've given up to come here and uproot my whole life. Like, shut up, Gator." She's so mad.
She's pissed. And here's the thing. Gator is saying all the shit that we're thinking at home. Like,
Yeah, he's very
yeah,
blunt.
yeah, I
Very
appreciate
blunt.
that.
So then they have a nice moment, and Gator asks Daniel, will you be in my wedding? And Daniel's like, oh
Mhm,
my God, man, I'd be so honored. That's great.
mhm.
And then she just gets all pissed. She's like, I just don't want to be here because it's not about
She's
her.
mad. She's jealous
Yeah,
too.
and she's
Yeah.
jealous that they're talking
Mhm.
about their wedding.
Yep.
And I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Okay, I'm just gonna. So she gets up and walks off, and then she's just like, I don't want to film. I don't want to film. And so the guys are like, Celeste, go get her. And she's like, okay, it just met her 2 minutes
I
ago.
don't fucking know this girl, but okay. Like,
Um,
all right, do I get some cheese fries out of this if I
I
go talk to
mean,
her? Like,
God.
jeez.
So she goes after her, and Gator says to Danielle, "You need to run, dude."
Yes, he does. He does. And now that I'm thinking about it, there was a picture of them at a wedding. And
Mhm.
I'm wondering, was it their wedding that they were at?
I've seen that, and she has like a couple of videos with her and two other girls in bridesmaids dresses.
I don't
Um,
know.
I've
I don't
seen a
know
bit.
if she'll be a bridesmaid
Well, I've
in
seen a picture
her
of her and two
wedding.
other girls, and they're in bridesmaids dresses.
So I'm
She,
wondering,
it's,
would Celeste
it's like a
make her a
long
bridesmaid?
burgundy dress.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
a bridesmaid's dress.
yeah. Okay. Well, better to be a bridesmaid than nothing.
Well, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Never a bride. Yep.
Okay, let's move on to Zaria and Troy. Okay, 1 month out of prison. Crazy Karen calls and says, hey, baby Troy wants to come to Syracuse. I'm going to bring her on the train. And he goes, wait, you can't just say that like right now. I'm about to go to the Science Museum. What are you talking about? She goes, well, you better come and get her because she's coming. Okay. They act like this is like a crosstown bus. This is a 3 hour. I looked it
Three
up. It
hour.
is a
Yeah.
3 hour train ride.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Karen's acting like she's just putting this kid on a train by herself. She's
I
like, you better come
mean,
get her.
so here's the thing. Like, people can say what they want to about Yana, but it's clear to me by how this little girl is towards her dad, even from the first time her meeting him, that Yana has said lots of good things about Troy
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
this child. I mean, the fact that she wants to go even see him, her mom has built this guy up, and I don't even know if Troy realizes that or not,
Yeah.
so she may be a bitch. I mean, we haven't seen her be a bitch, but I think she's doing right by baby Troy at home.
Yeah, and also she's happy for a break for being a mom, She's
Child,
happy
ain't nothing like a little break. I
yeah, it's a
mean,
break.
yeah.
So this is a 3 hour train ride. So I mean, if they're
Mhm.
literally about to go to the Science Museum, they've got 3 hours before they have to whatever. So it's,
Uh-huh.
editing. So they go to the train station, and Karen and baby Troy get in the car with Azael, and they're so excited to meet each other.
They
Azael and
are.
Troy, they're like, I've always wanted a sister, I've always wanted a brother, and they're hugging, and it's so
Yes,
cute.
it was cute.
It's
Mhm.
really cute. And I guess because Azael is so big, we forget he's only like 11 or 12.
He's 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So they're going in the museum, and Azael is telling them all the scoop on all the dinosaurs, which is pretty cool.
Every
That
single one.
yeah,
Yes.
he knew everything about every dinosaur. And the kids are happy to be together. They're having fun. A science museum is fun. It is fun.
I mean, we just spent the day at the museum yesterday.
The science
And we
museums are a
went to the
good time.
dinosaurs and all that. I
Yeah.
mean, we had a great time, just me and James. Yeah.
So Karen tells Troy, like, you got to figure out a way to work out this visitation, like with Yana and like with
Mm-hmm.
Zaria. Like, you got to figure it out
Yeah.
because I don't have to like get on this train all the time.
She don't want to be the middle person. I don't blame her.
Yeah. She's
They got
like,
to work it
wow.
out.
She's like, why do I always have to be riding the train? And he goes, yeah, I hope that we're going to come to a mutual understanding. I hope it's going to work out. And the talking head, Troy says, Zaria and Yana don't get along right now.
Mhm.
But we really need to work on it. And then we see some clips of that.
Mary Payne,
Yes.
how did Karen pronounce Azael? Is it Azael?
It's Azael, but she said Aziel, I think. And then she goes, I don't know how y'all got all those names. Karen's like, my
it
name is
not
Karen. It's
yeah.
easy.
I don't that is not an easy name to pronounce. Then you tack on Zaria, Zaya, Zuccarelli, Zubumafu, all her siblings. That's a
Boomafoo.
lot. Zubumafu. It's a lot.
That
Like,
was
what's
funny because she
going
goes,
on?
Azael, I'm so happy. He goes, Mom, it's Azael. She goes, I don't know. I can't figure out all these names that y'all got. I don't know. My name is Karen. It's simple.
Right.
Oh, um, so now we're back at we're done with the Science Museum, and Zaria and Troy are in the apartment, and they're talking about Community Day that is for
Mhm.
Project Heal, and he is telling her, I really want to see if Troy can come too, baby Troy,
Right.
because it'd be great for her to see what I'm doing. It'll be great for Yana to see that I'm actually doing things here that I can be trusted, you know.
Right.
And Zaria goes, "This is our first event. Why would you even want to bring the possibility of drama? Like, just
Yeah.
let's just have our event without this drama." And me and Yana don't have a good relationship. We need time to work on it. And not only is it Community Day, it's their anniversary.
Mhm.
They've been married for 3 years, but this is the
Mhm.
first time they were ever celebrating like out in the free world.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
gotta go with Zaria on this. Like, why are you trying to bring this?
Yeah, and then the thing about it is that if they're doing the community day, it's not like he's going to be able to even spend that much time with baby Troy because he's going to be busy,
He's community
talking to
outreach
people.
is his job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he needs to be talking and hobnobbing. Is that the word?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Hobnobbing,
Mhm.
all of that good stuff. He's not going to even have time to pay attention to baby Troy. But I get it. He wants everyone to see that I am trying to do something with your life, but we all know you don't even know if you're going to be in the building for another month because
Right,
y'all are
right.
broke. So,
That's right. They need to move that office to their dining table. That needs to be the new office.
and so I just saw something today that Zaria is like a special education teacher or aide.
Okay, well, good. She got a real
Yeah,
job.
she
Good.
needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Money just comes to her,
Oh,
but
it just falls from the sky to her.
it needs to come to you in the form of a job.
Yes, it does.
So, she says, Yana needs to see the baby Troy will be safe when she comes to us. And, she goes, "Okay, look, I'll compromise with you. I'll
Hmm.
compromise with you." And I'll say, "Okay, but you got to do something nice for our anniversary compromise for me." And I couldn't believe that she like got over this fast.
That was shocking. Like that is
Yeah.
one of the most shocking moments in Lalu history right
Yeah.
there. This bitch doesn't completely lose her mind. I
She was
was
like,
expecting her to.
yeah, she was like, "I need a gift. I need something."
It wasn't a full moon because if it had been a full moon, she would have acted a goddamn fool. She would have.
Oh, so Troy calls Yana and asks if she'll come with baby Troy or send Karen with Troy for Community
Mhm.
Day. I guess Karen's already gone back home. I mean, no timeline
We
is
have no
understood.
time. Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
And he goes, "Look, if you could come with her and she could see what I'm doing here, you don't have to deal with Zaria. You just deal with me." And she says, "Okay."
Yeah.
But we know that Karen comes, so I don't know if Yana comes or not.
So maybe she just, which that's fine. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
If she, because Yana doesn't technically need to be there. It's all about Troy. So yeah, she should come with Karen this time. That's Karen's kid, and they need to work it out.
All right, Melissa and Louie. Now, there were quite a lot of shots that I did not enjoy of Melissa's nose this episode.
Oh God, it's just bad.
It's a botched nose job.
It is.
It is.
She likes it.
And she is a beautiful woman, and she was a beautiful woman with her original nose.
I 100% agree.
And I think
Mhm.
she really thought she was getting something completely different than what she got. And
Yes.
I think that we saw her doctor on TV when she got it done. I
Yeah,
think that he needs to step in and say, "What I'm seeing on TV, I don't like. I'm going to need to fix it."
I agree. He
Yeah.
really does. I wouldn't even want, as a plastic surgeon, I wouldn't even want anyone to see her nose,
To think that
knowing that
was,
I
yeah,
did it.
yeah,
Like that's
right.
bad for business right there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, so he tells her, "Look, I called your dad and I arranged for everybody to come together, and my mom's coming too, so we could celebrate, our engagement."
Mhm.
So I was interesting that neither one of her sisters were there.
Yeah, I
I
know.
guess it's maybe
Because
just the
when he,
parents. Just the
yeah,
parents.
because when he said everyone, I just assumed like the whole family. But
Mhm. Mm-mm.
yeah, just the
So
parents.
they arrive and but
Mhm.
I guess he hasn't told them why they're going there. So Melissa is just sort of
Right.
waving her hand around, waiting for people to notice her ring, which is the ring is gorgeous.
It's big. Yeah,
Is
it's a nice
really
ring.
pretty.
Yeah.
And finally Donna's like, "What's that?" And
Mhm.
notices it. And she goes, "Well, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous." Now Melissa's dad he's not looking great.
He is like dwindling, like
Yeah,
it's bad.
it's
Like
bad.
he is smaller than he was the last episode
I
that
know.
we saw him in. Like, what is going on? Are they just choosing not to share on camera what is wrong with him? Because there's clearly something wrong with him.
There has to be, because I mean, she did mention it last episode, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I hardly recognize my dad." Well, then that's when we were like, "Well, how long has it been since you've seen your dad?"
Yeah, this is starting to be concerning unless he's sick and he just hasn't told them that he's sick. But fuck, you can clearly see he's sick. He's sick.
Or is
Like,
it just like, we've just decided as a family, like, we're not gonna dad doesn't want his business out there or whatever, you know?
then I would have been like, I'm not going to be on camera because that is all we are thinking about when we see him. It's like,
Something's wrong and we're
what's going
concerned.
on?
We're
Yeah.
concerned. So, in the talking head, Melissa and Louie were like, "Nobody seemed to be that excited." Like, they were just like, "Okay, pass the salt." Like, no.
It's fucking Donna for one,
Right.
and what's her dad's name? Don.
I've got it somewhere, but it can't be Don. Is it Don?
I don't know because you remember I said they're siblings because they look alike to me. Like there is something like DNA
Ron,
test needs to be
Ron,
Ron and
Ron.
Donna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ron. Yeah.
they are siblings. Like you cannot tell me these two people are not related. They look alike.
Well, that would be a twist. So Donna is telling Melissa, she goes, "I mean, it's a happy occasion, but you're taking my son away from me." And Louis goes, "Okay, mom, tonight is not about you. It's about us. We're
Mhm.
celebrating." And in the talking to him, Melissa goes, "He's 43 years old. It's about time he moves on. Like, she should be happy." But of course, we really do have to look at it from the
Yes,
mother's point of view with everything she's been
yes.
through with this kid,
A lot. Like she lives in fears. She has been living in fear of something happening to him since he was a teenager.
Right. And he's 43. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's probably had more years of worry than she has of happiness,
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
So, they Donna and Melissa kinda go off. It looks like it's far off, but then when they show them,
It
they're
is
like
not.
4 inches from the table.
Yeah. I'm like, huh? Okay.
So Donna tells Melissa, "I had a conversation with my mom and my sister, and they don't understand why I don't like you, but I don't like you." And then we get this da 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 dramatic music, and
Right.
we go to a commercial, and
Right.
and then Donna says, "I don't like you because you're so much like me."
Okay, Mary Payne, this is where you needed to do the record scratch.
Okay, why?
Because then Melissa's like, I'm nothing like Donna. Like, that is like the worst compliment you could ever. I'd rather her have said, I hate you, and that's just how it's going to be. Don't compare me to you, Donna. Like, she's so offended.
Yeah, and I don't think they're alike, actually.
But, I mean, maybe
They're both
Donna
like
sees something,
strong
yeah,
women with
strong
big
willed, and, yeah,
um,
I don't know.
and then Donna says, "I really hope you love him the way you say you do," which of course we know this
Mhm.
is all fake because we've seen on their social media for a couple of years.
They're
They've been
fine.
very fine, and Donna embraces Melissa's daughter and all that.
Yeah.
So then we just see Ron talking to Louie, and he's saying, "Take good care of my daughter," which is very sweet.
Yeah.
And then Melissa shows Dad. She's like, "Look at the ring, look at the ring." And then she goes, "It's like one of the wives on Goodfellas."
And he's like, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. What a
They're really all about being Italian.
Yeah, I was like, "Okay,
Big
current
time.
references only,
Yeah.
this movie." Yeah.
Right.
So outside, Donna tells the camera, Donna's had a few Miller Lights now. And
Why are those beer bottles so big? Is it that she's small? That beer bottle looked huge to me.
I thought it looked like regular size, but I think she is tiny. She does look
It looked
tiny.
big. I was like, that's like an extra large bottle.
Do you have extra large Miller Lite? I'll take an extra large. So
Yeah.
it's like when you go to a restaurant and you say, "I'll have a glass of Chardonnay." They go, "Do you want the 6 ounce or the 9 ounce?" And you're like,
Of
"Do
course
I
I
look
want the
like an
9 ounce.
amateur? Of course I want the 9 ounce.
Yes.
What are you
Bring
talking
the whole
about?
fucking bottle, in fact.
How many people are drinking it? Two? Bring a bottle."
Right.
Um, so okay. So outside, Donna tells the camera, "I worry if he screws up and falls off the wagon, Melissa won't be there for him, but I will always be there for my son. If anybody comes for him, I'm coming for her. Fist flying. No one's gonna play with my son's heart." I was like, "What are you talking
Okay, Donna,
about?"
we all know you're not gonna land no punches, but the most you can do is talk shit. And for some people, that's more than enough to scare them off. But stop trying to fight, Donna.
Donna. Donna.
No.
Um, and Louis says to his mom, he goes, "Mom, this is a happy moment. And like, you need to
Mhm.
learn to let go." And she says, Louis, to this day, every day, I still worry. It's very hard for me
Mhm.
to relax, after what they've been through. She's like, I've been with you at your lowest moments.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of how you're now a completely different person. You've come such a long way. And she's like, thank you, God, for like getting you through this. And she's
Yeah.
crying. And he says he knows. He knows he put his mom through hell and he
Yes, he
understands her
did.
fears. And so
Yeah.
there is literally like nothing to this story. I think they're just like
Nothing.
happy and it's good, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a nothing burger. They're saying shit we've heard them say
Yeah.
numerous times before. Like, it's literally just changing location and reading the same script at this point.
Yeah, you're right.
And you
Yeah.
and you toss in a ring and an engagement that's it.
That's a great point. Okay. Kim and Joey.
Whew, this was a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah. And I just don't know how much of this I believe or how much of this is put on. But because Kim and Tammy were both crying actual tears, I tend to believe that in this moment when they're filming this, they were concerned about Joey.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, so they're looking at a house with their realtor Judy. They really like it. They say it's perfect. It's basically $215,000,
Hmm.
214.9. It's 4 bedroom, 2 bath on 2 lots. And she says it is 30K more than what she's comfortable spending. But they've said that all the other houses they've looked at have been just disgusting. So obviously they have to bump up their budget, to not get
It,
rats in the
no,
sink or whatever,
those other houses are what y'all could afford.
Right.
Yeah. This is what it takes up her whole paycheck.
An
A
entire
mortgage.
paycheck. And then she goes, Joey's having a hard time getting a job. I was like, okay, well, then there's your answer right there. You don't need to buy a house.
No, you need to continue to lease. Like,
Yeah. It's
that's
not,
completely fine.
it's fine if the 5-year-old and the 2-year-old share a room.
Share a room.
It's not like they're 18 and 16 and they really are huge kids that need space. Like, you could do this
And
another year.
even if they have their own rooms, they're probably going to end up sleeping in the same bed anyway, because that's what kids
Kids
do.
do. Yeah.
Kids do it.
Especially if they're
Yeah.
used to being in the same room
Yeah.
together. Yeah. I just think this is silly. I think that he needs to have a job for a full year and
Uh-huh.
show that he's trustworthy, because I don't know what his track record is of how long he's ever been out before he goes back in. Like, is it 6
Oh
months? Is it
yeah.
2 years? Like,
Yeah,
she needs to look
that's
at
true.
the stats on that.
She is like totally love blind
Yeah, and by the
right
way,
now.
still married to somebody else.
That part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Kimberly makes $1,600 a month, and the mortgage would be $1,500 a month.
That is crazy to me.
That is
Yeah,
so stupid.
yeah, and notice there was no talk about that paternity test this episode,
No
because they're
talk
not trying
about
to fuck up their money.
no
Right.
paternity test, and also, so if she makes $1,600 a month and they get $2,500 a month in child support,
Hmm.
then yes, they can afford this house.
Yeah.
Because they got
Hmm.
$2,500 a month to use for all their bills. Now, you also
Yeah.
assume that once he gets a job, he can contribute,
That's even
but
better. Yeah.
we don't know. He needs to go work at that damn rim store is where he needs to work. He's there every
That's the kind
day.
of shit that he likes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is. I'm not sure he could probably get a job there.
Yeah, because he
You
knows
just
his stuff,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
just can't be high when you go to work.
No, that's a problem. So, they're gonna have a yard sale, and they've got all this stuff. We've seen about this yard sale now, like 3 episodes. I'm glad they're
Yes, we
finally doing
have.
it.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. People are like, "I'm gonna have this yard sale. I'm gonna make so much money." I'm like, "You're gonna make $400,
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
max."
if that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so they're like, they're gonna need to ask the dad for the money for the down payment, and they argue over who should ask him. It's only $7,000 for a down payment for a house?
Like, I don't know what the calculation is for
I don't
that,
either. I
but
don't either.
it seemed kinda low
Low. Seems like
to
they'd have
me.
to put like 50,000 down or something.
I know. I don't I'm sure there's someone out there who knows all about this and will let us know, but I thought that was really, unless she's got money saved up.
Right, or unless they're getting some kinda like, hardship loan or something.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I was like 7,000 or 70. 7,000. But it was
7,000 is like down
7,000.
payment for a car,
I know.
you know?
It's very odd.
So Joey, so they argue over like who should ask. He's like, I think you should ask because you're like the man of the house, he's like, I think you should ask because it's your dad. So he wins. Joey wins, and so he talks to dad, and he goes, "Listen, like we found this house, and we love it. And every other house we see has been real gross and everything, but this one just like perfect. But I don't know how we could get the money for it, you know. And I told her to ask you for the loan." And he goes, how much? And he goes, well, like $7,000. And you know, I've been trying to find a job and everything. And dad goes, look, you need to shape up. I'm leery of you still, but I can do it. I can give the loan, but you're going to need to prove me wrong. You're going to need to prove that you're a good guy.
And he hasn't done that yet.
Nope. And he's like, and also, where's my, you know, motorbike that you stole? Because I'm
that
not
shit
I'm not
is
getting over it.
still on his. I mean, Joey literally one Christmas is gonna have to show up at this man's house with another 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
To just
replace it. Just let it go.
Whether he stole it or not, just give that man just to keep the peace. Just like, here you go, big red bow and all that.
And let's quit talking about it.
Yes.
So the talking head, the dad says, look, I'm going to help Kimberly and Joey with the stipulation that his name is not on the house deed, which was smart.
It's smart. Very smart. I don't blame him, not at all, for doing that.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
He says, I'm only doing it, you know, for my daughter and the grandsons. Yeah. So now they're headed to the bank so they can open up a joint account. And she tells the guy, she says, he really doesn't have any credit. Like this is his first account since being out of prison. And the talking head, she goes, I just can't keep giving him a debit card because we need to really be saving money for this house. She says, we need to be saving money for the house. And she says, I'll send him out for laundry detergent. And he comes home with $170 worth of stuff we don't need. And that's a man.
But look.
That's a man.
Why are you getting a joint account with someone who is not putting any money in the account?
It makes no sense. The joint account makes no sense.
And stop giving him your debit card. Give him cash, the amount of cash that you want him to have for the week, and say, this is it for the week.
Yep.
What you do with it, if you blow it, that's it. You're not getting any more. He does not need a debit card. Shit, we saw that when he went into the toy store.
Yeah.
He can't be trusted. And then the rims. No.
It really, honestly, and this is not an ad, this is the truth. He should have one of those green light cards that my kids had when they were little, where you load it.
Yeah.
And then they have to learn to put, you know, 10% into a savings, and they have to watch the money go down throughout the week. You know, that's what he needs. That's how he needs to learn it. He really does.
I agree. Yeah.
So the
because he just sees money and like, oh, there's that amount of money. I can go spend this. You're not thinking about the bills or anything else that need to be paid.
Right. What else needs to be paid with that pot of money? So the talking head, he goes, you know, I always had a job and I always had my own money. And, you know, it's lame that I have to ask her for money all the time. Like, I had a job selling dope. That's a hard job.
And he said, especially where you're doing it illegally.
Is there a way to legally sell dope? Did I miss something?
No, Joe. It's Joey talking. Listening to Joey talk is another example of why he doesn't need to have his own debit card.
So the guy at the bank goes, all right, if you guys can like download the app, we can finish doing it, you know, from there. And he goes, no, I left my phone in the car. And she goes, are you okay? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And she goes, go get your phone out of the car. He goes, okay, I'm going to get my phone. And the talking head, she says, the last few days he's been acting weird and hiding his phone. And I'm worried that he's talking to these people from his past.
Or another woman.
So she talks to the bank guy when he goes outside and says, I need to know about, like, can I put a spending limit on his part of it?
Right.
And I need to have alerts. Again, sorry. And I need to have alerts to know what he's spending. And
well, an alert, it's too late when you get the alert. He's already spent it.
Yes, the alert is too late. And no, if it's a joint account, you don't get to put restrictions on one person on the account.
You can't do that. It's both. No.
I think the whole point is she wants him to have his own account, and then she's just going to co-sign on it because he's unable to get his own account. Like, I don't know what's happening here. It just seems very disjointed.
It's a whole bunch of shit that doesn't need to happen at all. And then like she's got like a $2,000 limit that she could do what per day? That's a
Right.
lot for someone who only makes $1,600 a month.
Yeah. I mean, should be $20 a day. I mean,
Right.
So,
I thought that was weird.
he comes back in, he goes, "I can't find my phone, I can't find." She's like, "What?"
What the fuck, man?
So they get in the car, he's driving,
Yeah.
they get in the car, the phone is on the dashboard,
Yeah.
and she goes, "Joey, your phone's right there." And he goes, "I know." And she goes, "Then why'd you say you didn't know where it was?" He goes, "I didn't know where it was."
But it was right
"But you just
there.
said you knew where it was." Okay, I wouldn't let him drive me anywhere, by the way.
No shit. I was
Yeah.
thinking the exact same thing. Like, he's not in the condition to be driving. Like, there's
Mm-mm.
something wrong with him.
So now he goes, "I'm gonna stop at the rims place, the tire place. I got to look at an amp or a fuse or a woofer or a tweeter. I don't know." And and he goes, "I just want things, and I should be able to buy things, and I want to buy things." Excuse me, sir, you
Well,
didn't have a job.
it work.
You don't have a job. No,
You just got a debit card.
maybe we don't even know if he did because he didn't have the app on
I
his
know
phone.
that's right. That's true.
So she goes, "You know what? This is ridiculous, and you don't have the money to spend things, blah blah blah." And so she said, "I'm gonna take the car. I'm gonna go home." And she's worried. She's like, "I'm worried he's up to no good. I don't know." And this is where the hips were hipping. This is
Oh
when he's
yeah.
got that outfit on and he's walking around and he's throwing
Yeah.
back and
They were that you've heard that TikTok song, a great googly boogly. What is it? Great googly moogly. That thing is juicy. I mean, them hips was moving and shaking. I mean, it's some bitches looking at Joey's hips and going to a plastic surgeon said, "I want hips like this." Like, that is cornbread, bread beans, ham hocks. I mean, that is some country fucking hips that he's got going on right there. Okay.
it is. I
Yeah.
can't even deny it.
Mhm.
So she follows him and is like, "What are you doing? Get in the car. Get in the car." So he gets in the car and he goes, I was gonna get my buddy Naheem to pick me up." And she's like, "What?" And talking head, she says, "Naheem is a friend from his past. So
Mhm.
what would they have in common now?"
Boy,
Okay. Well,
it's
so
concerning.
all right, so they come back in the house and Tammy's there. It's like, "They were the best boys all day long. They were so good." And Joey gets in the bed, says he doesn't feel good. He gets in the bed
Mhm.
and Kimberly tells Tammy, "He's just been exhausted the last couple of days, can't even hold his
Yeah.
head up."
Yeah.
And what do you think? What have you heard from him? And she says, "Well, he doesn't call me as much as he used to." And Kim
Mm.
says, "Last time he had a meeting with his PO, I went through his watch." Okay.
She does. She has to do too much watching to be in an adult relationship.
She's going through his phone, she's going through his
Yeah.
watch, she's tracking him in the car, she's got
Yeah.
the air
Yeah.
tag. I mean,
That's
she
too much.
that's too much energy. You have 2 children and a full-time job. This is
At this point in my life, I'm like, whatever you gonna do, just do it. Just leave me the fuck alone, because I'm in my bed watching reality TV. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm not watching anyone like that. That's just insane.
Every so often, Dave will say, "Oh, if you see, on the app that, like, I'm downtown, it's because I had to run by this doctor to pick up these meds or whatever." And I go, "When did you think I was looking to see where you were?" Because I wasn't. I wasn't.
Yes, James and Skylar had that battle. Say, "Hey, where are y'all?" And they're like, "Well, you have my tracking." And I'm like, "The
Just
fuck? I'm gonna
just
ask you where you are. I'm not just gonna go look to." No.
I do look sometimes to see where John is because he's in college, but he's
He was like, "Yeah."
only ever at 2 places, his dorm or his frat house, and never anywhere else ever. And I can see
That's
where he is
funny.
because of all the food he orders on Grubhub. So,
You
oh
should
my
know he's
god.
eating.
No, I know he's eating. It's a bunch of crap, but he's eating it. So, I can't wait to get him home and feed him some real
I
food,
bet.
you
I
know?
bet.
So, all right. So the watch, da da da. And she says, "I went through his watch and there was a text on it from somebody Joey used to know. And it said, 'Don't text this phone because I'm leaving this phone at the house.'" So he says, "Don't text this phone. I'm leaving the
Mhm,
phone at the house. I'll see you in 15
mhm.
minutes." That's what the text says. And mom says,
To
"Well," mom
uh,
says, "That sounds shady."
it's real fucking shady. And to me, that sounds like a girl text. Like,
Like,
you're
she can't
texting a
track where my
girl.
phone she can't I'm leaving this phone so she can't
Yes.
track it. And maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't know she can track the Apple Watch.
He doesn't know. And he doesn't know that he's got those things in his
Air
car
tags in
either.
his car. Yeah.
Mhm.
And she goes, yeah. And so she shows the text. I'm about to leave. I'm not going to take my phone. So don't call or text me so it doesn't buzz. And I'll see you in 15 minutes. You could just turn it off, you dummy. So Kim
True.
says, I want to stay in front of this so I can prevent it. But
Mhm.
maybe that's not realistic. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. And she says, I hate to even ask you this, but do you think he's doing drugs? And mom says, if he's seeing people from his past, that's not a good sign. And if he is, he's going to lose everything because he's got everything to lose now. And she says,
Yeah.
I've cried for him so many times and I just don't want to do it again. Poor mom. Poor Kim.
Yeah, and then she's also like, well, I got my heart-shaped earrings on that match my heart-shaped top. I got places to go. Good luck, Kimberly. Don't send them back my way. Like
She did her makeup. She got her mullet fluffed. She's ready.
She had places to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in her talking head, Tammy cries and says, I've seen him like this before. And there's so many times that I never thought I'd even see him alive again. And no mama wants to see their child go through that, but gots to go. See you
Got
later.
shit to do. I got girls I got to meet. We're having mimosas.
I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. I babysat all day long. He's your problem now. I'm
Not
out.
mine. Yep.
So in the talking head, Kim cries and says, I gotta be I have to be vigilant. I have to be on the lookout for everything because now I'm not only thinking about myself, I'm thinking about my children. So the next day she goes in, she's like, Joey, you got to get up. We're going to church. You got to get ready. You've been asleep for 12 hours. Ooh. And he's like, oh my God, like my stomach's killing me. I've been like sweating on the bathroom floor. And like, I think I need to go to a doctor.
I think you need to take a pregnancy test.
Oh my God.
Because those hips say he about a good 4.5 months. I'm just saying, let's start there. Before we do the drug test and all that, let's take this in steps. Let's start with the pregnancy test and then just go from there.
Oh my God.
That's just my opinion.
So she calls, she's like, we've got to get you a primary care doctor. We've got to get you a doctor. So she calls
on a Sunday?
On a Sunday. What is it Wednesday? Is it Wednesday night church? Is it Sunday?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So she says, we need his Medicaid card. He goes, I don't got that. It's in the car. And she goes, I'll go get it. I'll go get it. He goes, you know where it is. You don't know. No. So he goes, she's like, why doesn't he want me to go through the car? So he goes digging around in his car and goes, I can't find it. And so the person on the phone says, we can schedule an appointment for May. I was like,
well, we don't know what month it is.
But does that mean today's April 30th, so we can do it May 1st? Like, what are we talking about here?
We have no idea.
And I don't understand this because it's like if you're really sick, you go to the ER or you go to like the minute clinic, patient first, urgent care, right?
Yeah.
So Kim goes, I just don't trust him. And I'm questioning everything now. And now he says he's going to an urgent care, but like he won't let me go. And so he's just like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go to urgent care by myself. And you just leave me alone. And she's like, what are you doing? Let me just go with you. He's like, no, I'm going to go. She can't go with him, by the way. She got 2 kids at home.
She's got 2 kids. Yeah.
So he goes off in the car. And when he gets in the car, he takes the GoPros down.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm always like, when he puts them down, I'm trying to look and see what the camera was catching. Yeah. In the talking head, she says, I love him more than I've ever loved anybody in my life. But if I find out, really him?
Okay, girl.
And she says, but if I find out he's on drugs, I will have to walk away from my kids. I will, because my kids come first. And I always said my kids will come first. And then again, a lot of this stuff I always think is fake. They're doing it for more screen time. They're doing it for a story so they can stay on. But she was actually crying and Tammy was actually crying.
And I think that even if he is on drugs, she's going to stay with him.
Yeah, because in your research, you have found that they are still together.
Yeah. But hopefully he's clean and this was just a pregnancy scare, this whole situation. Everything's all good. I will say the pictures that I have seen of him recently, he does look better than he did, like, especially in this scene. So maybe he's just got the flu or something.
I think it's going to be like he's got the flu, and I think it's a trick. Right. But, like, I think we only have 2 episodes left, which would be the 22nd and the 29th, because this December 6th will be the start of the new season.
Is it the 6th or the 13th?
Oh, I don't know. So then we either have 2 or 3 episodes left, depending, because maybe if it's the
Okay.
13th, then I'm wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't given us the whole like only 2 more episodes left on
They
Love After
haven't.
Lockup. They haven't done that.
Yeah, they
No.
haven't done that. Mm-mm.
So next time on, Kim asked Joey to take a drug test. It looks like he's like on the toilet, and she's like, "Will you take a drug test?" Um, and he's like, "What?" Zaria and Troy seems like they're having a fight at the
Shocker.
Project Heal Family Community Day.
Yeah.
And then Karen says, in front of baby Troy, who's like 6 years old, says, "Well, she's a psychopathic bitch." I was like, let's
Karen.
don't say that in front of a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Let's don't do that, Karen.
Yeah.
Rob calls his mom, and we see the scene that we've seen a couple of times with her, just like, "You got just screaming at him. And what's that woman's name? What's Rob's mother's name?
Kate.
Kate. Kate looks like
Mhm.
she's heading off to the sale at school, and then she's get real.
She is a thug with the tiara.
She
A
sure
thug
is.
and it's yeah, she is.
She's a Martha Stewart looking thug, is what she is.
Yes, she is.
And then Justine calls her mom to tell her mom
Mhm.
Sherry about the baby, and I couldn't make out what she said. I rewound it. I put the closed captions on, and I could
She
not make out what
said
she said.
she says, "Who nowadays has 9 kids?"
Okay, because I heard her say who something, and I was like, who?
Yeah.
She's
Who has 9 kids nowadays? And she's right. Like, who does that?
unless you're like one of these trad wife TikTok influencers, like today I made my own chewing gum. Unless you're one of those people
Yes.
and you're just a millionaire to be able to do it.
Yeah. And most of the time they're like Mormons.
Yes, they're Mormons
It
or they're like Plath family,
yeah. Mhm.
Duggars, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm, mm,
It's
mm.
just people just don't normally do that anymore.
No, and there's a reason because you used to have kids like that because you needed kids to work on your farm,
That's
you
not
know,
the case anymore.
and that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you're Kim and Joey and you're going to buy a 2-lot home. It's sort of like they didn't even say like it's 2 lots, so actually you could buy it and then sell off one of the lots. That would be
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
they didn't say any of that.
No, there's lots of questions. There's lots of questions over their whole scene.
Mhm. It was like,
Yeah.
"This doesn't add up, this doesn't add up." So tomorrow I will have guys here, I'll have Before the 90 Days with Kimberly, and then at the middle of the week on Thursday, I will have Doug Buden on to talk Pop and Bravo, Doug Buden of Radio Andy, and then on Friday, there's a bonus episode out. It's with me and Matt Marr, and we covered the Martha Stewart documentary.
Now, what is that
So
on?
that is on Netflix. It's a 2-hour
Oh, okay.
documentary about Martha Stewart, and it is
Okay.
good. It's really
Okay.
good.
I'll have to put that on my list.
Speaking of a thug, Martha Stewart, I mean, she gives no shits.
None.
And she
None.
never says she's sorry, and she never says she's wrong. So
I can respect that.
I can too. I think it'd be hard to live with somebody like that, but
What that's why she lives alone.
great point, Keisha.
Yeah.
Great point. So that's what's going on. What are you talking about on the Libra Lounge?
We've got a new episode coming out Monday. I
Monday
always get
today.
confused because we record on
Mhm.
and y'all know we got to talk about the whole Mike Tyson Logan Paul fight.
Yeah, that was sad.
Been rough around here. It's been a little rough.
I was watching the Martha Stewart thing on Netflix the same time that thing was
Mhm.
on. So, like, right when
Mhm.
I logged onto Netflix, it says, "Do you want to watch this?" I was like, "Well, let me click it." I didn't know it was like free with Netflix. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I just because normally you have to pay for whatever. I don't watch fights, but I clicked it,
Mm.
and there were some other people fighting, and so
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
clicked it off and went to what I was watching. I told Dave about that later. He goes, "That's called the something, the pre-fight."
The
But he
card, yeah, the pre-fights is something also is a card or some I don't know.
pre-card. It was some
Free
word.
cards or something.
It
Yeah,
was
it's I know, yeah.
And I go,
Mhm.
"I don't know
We're
what that
thinking the
means."
same thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know what that
Mhm.
means. And
Mhm.
Dave goes, "Yeah, they do." I go, "So it was like a warm-up band. It's like a warm-up fight." And
Basically,
he
yeah.
goes, "Yeah, it's like the opener." I was like, "Oh, okay."
In this case, the openers were better than the headliner.
That happens sometimes. One time we saw Zach Brown band open for Dave Matthews Band.
Mhm.
And we came out because we'd seen Dave Matthews Band. We were like, "We don't know who that was, Zach Brown Band. We love them."
Now look at them.
Now
Look at
look
the
at them.
man.
We still
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a diversion into a music segment that we didn't mean to do. You guys,
You know
um,
us.
I'm going to see the movie Conclave today, so I'll give everybody a
Mhm.
report when I record with Kimberly. And everybody, the Libra Lounge with Keisha is a great podcast. You should go over there. You should
I
listen.
think it is great.
I
I
think it's
think
great.
so. I
You
think
should
it's great.
follow her on Instagram,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
you should give her a 5-star review.
I absolutely agree. And you should do the same for Pink Shade.
That's right. Do all these things for the podcast you love.
Yeah.
Support your podcasters. That's a
Yes.
good way to do it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if you don't have
And
nothing nice to say, I mean, you just can just not say anything at all.
you can
That's
keep it to
cool.
yourself. You can send it an email. You can send a DM, but just don't put it in the
But it,
reviews. Don't
yeah,
put it in
we
the reviews
much prefer you DM us.
and tell us, because then we can address it. Then we can
Exactly.
address it. I
If
had
we can't
somebody reach
address
out
it,
to
then
me
it's not a thing.
about something this week, and I wrote her right back and said, "Thank you so much. Let me tell you how I will address it."
Yeah. Mhm.
And
It
hopefully
wasn't
I
nothing
have.
bad about me, was it? It
No,
wasn't
no, it had
nothing bad
nothing to
about
do
me.
with you. Nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Nothing to do with you. Everything to do with
No.
me.
Okay, great. That's good. That's the yeah.
Okay, everybody. And again, these episodes are almost always on our YouTube channel. You can go look that up at
Mhm.
Pink Shade. And Keisha, I'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.